Brighter Light, Darker Shadow by Backing into Infinity. Read by Oakshadow 5. Chapter 1. A New Pledge. Summary. If Deku can help him in other ways, maybe he isn't a Deku then? Midoriya finds out about underground heroes and pledges to be the best underground hero and work for Bakugo's agency. This change dynamic keeps their friendship intact, and the ripples grow from there. When Katsuki was taken aside by his mother and told that Izuku would never get a quirk, he was confused at first. But Mom, if Izuku doesn't get a quirk, how will we be heroes together? Izuku might have some difficulty with becoming a hero, his mother replied, sitting in the corner of his bed after school. That doesn't mean he can't be one, it just might look different from what you expect it to be. That's stupid, Katsuki shouted, hopping off his bed. He promised we would be the top heroes together. A slap hits the back of his head a moment later as his mother swiftly chastises him. Be quiet, brat, she shouts. Have some respect for your friend, this is hard for him. Later at school, Katsuki repeated his question to Izuku. The other boy didn't have an answer for him though, and just cried and insisted he could be a hero anyway. Katsuki was infuriated with this as he stormed off, his palms crackling angrily. Izuku sat listlessly in his chair, surfing through the HeroNet after school. His mother was home, but busy in the kitchen making dinner, and Katsuki didn't seem to want to hang out with him much anymore, leaving his afternoon empty and alone once again. He clicks out of the forum page and into a newly posted interview with President Mike, where he talked about how his agency worked during a signing event. That's a great question, listener. The radio hero sat at a plain desk with a new poster he was signing that event hung up behind him. My agency is a Limelight one and runs like a lot of similar agencies do. We have Limelight heroes that patrol and handle public appearances like Heads Up Radio and events like this. We also have support staff like technicians and medics that work shifts in the agency in case they are needed while on duty. Izuku takes notes as the hero discusses the agency's day-to-day operations. A lot of this information is old news to him, since many agencies run the same way, but he can't seem to shake his note-taking habit even in the wake of his diagnosis. While all those operations are important, and our public rescues certainly get the most publicity, we also have a team of underground heroes that work with our agency in the shadows. Izuku pauses writing for a moment confused. He has never heard of underground heroes before. What kind of hero would stay away from the spotlight? And heroes supposed to save people with a smile? These heroes work on investigative cases, patrol the nighttime routes, and handle more sensitive matters that heroes like me would be too loud to deal with. President Mike continues at the interviewer's prompting. It isn't showy or publicized like Limelight heroics, but it's super important to the smooth running of an agency that these heroes do their work. I wouldn't exactly be inconspicuous taking out a drug den, would I? Izuku shuts the broadcast off as it changes topics to the controversy of a recent celebrity guest in the radio show and sits for a moment thinking. Then he changes tabs and shakily types the words "Underground heroics is what?" into the search bar. The next day, Izuku goes running up to Kachan, nearly bowling him in excitement. What is it, Deku? Kachan growls, the recently acquired cruel nickname not yet packing much heat behind it as it leaves his lips. You nearly knocked me over! His palms crackle, and he brushes himself off and shoves Izuku away. I can be a hero, Kachan! Izuku shouts excitedly, then takes a breath. I can be a hero? An underground hero like Eraserhead? Or an investigative one like Sir Night-Eye? You can employ me at your agency when you're number one? No way, Kachan scoffs. You can't be a hero, you don't have a quirk. Sir Night-Eye fights quirkless, Izuku says happily. I don't need a quirk, just a little more practice. Oh, crap, we're going to be late. He grabs Kachan's arm and drags him into the classroom without another word, taking his seat quickly. Katsuki sits at his desk sullenly, not paying any attention to what the teacher is droning on about. At 5 years old, his thought process isn't the most sophisticated, but he carefully considers Deku's words as best he can. Katsuki knows who Sir Night-Eye is, of course, but he hadn't considered that he fought mostly quirkless until now. He wanted to insist that he would be the greatest hero on his own no matter what, but maybe if the nerd was in the shadows working for him, it wouldn't be so bad. Then he would be number one still, and investigation and stakeouts sounded icky anyways. If Deku could learn to fight and help Katsuki in other ways too, maybe he wouldn't be such a Deku anymore. Okay, Zuko, Katsuki says, all the nickname falling smoothly from his lips as he clasps his hand. We can be hero partners, but you need to be the best damn underground hero ever. Izuku shouts with glee and grasps his hand firmly, promising to do his best no matter what. So, this is the new podfic that I'm doing. It's Brighter Light Darker Shadow by Backing into Infinity. This was a really fun one. It's shorter, just shy of 46,000 words, but it still has 33 chapters. I'm thinking about doing 2 chapters per video, so maybe next episode is 2 chapters in 1 episode. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoyed chapter 1 of Brighter Light Darker Shadow, and I see you all next time. Bye!